Eat Like a Bear, and we've been meeting here weekdays at noon as we count up to our 100 century cases and look at the, contagion factor that is Eat Like a Bear as we try to spread all over the United States and the world. If I only had the right software to show the whole global dispersion of Eat Like a Bear. But just imagine it's very much like this awesomeness in Missouri. These ladies, many whom are century cases, and Missouri actually has the most century cases of any state in the US at 8 currently, if my number is correct. And I just want to give a shout out to Samantha, who made her announcement today. Samantha is in Spokane. And so add Samantha to the list of the many awesome bears and their success stories who live in really awesome places. And we all need to go visit Spokane so we can say, well, because we have to go visit Samantha. And she happens to be in Spokane. And then we can go all be awesome all over Northern Washington. That's kind of what we need to be doing. Okay. And so so yesterday's video about the revenue model of Eat Like a Bear was completely disjointed and included a video bombing by our postmaster. So as a super brief recap, what I talked about is I do believe I said I'd more sooner be a rodeo clown in Idaho than sell Eat Like a Bear out to a venture capital firm. And so I actually really do mean that. And because a key problem in the weight loss industry is that the companies are driven by maximizing revenue rather than by maximizing the success of their community. And what I do in the decisions that I make and the way I spend my time every day, I really try to measure it by that yardstick of, does this thing that I'm working on maximize the success of the community? And that said, we also need revenue, to keep the lights on and all that. And so I discussed that yesterday, and that tension. And so that we have a very generous free group selection of content here at Eat Like a Bear, which is so adequate for people to get started. Some people take the free 3-day challenge and just run with it, and that's all they need. And I mean, really, I didn't have that. Okay, so in perspective, it's a far better resource than I had, because I had no resource except myself. But let me just point out, I had the very thing that I needed. Okay, and so let's not make any mistake. We all already have, each of us has what we need. And that 3-day challenge is just a tool to help, shorten the distance between A and B. But make no mistake, you already have what you need. You don't even need the 3-day challenge, but it's driven a lot of success. You don't need the premium content at the Eat Like a Bear site, but I do thank you for purchasing it if you have, because it does keep our lights on. And so as we move into the summer of 2021, and we've all been dreaming of breaking out. And there are key people. So Sandra, who became a century bear on Friday, I believe, and Sandra's in Florida, and Sandra has lost her 100 pounds in COVID. And she really recognized it. In a message to me, she commented that for her, she knew the other path in COVID was a very bad one. And we see people who were on that path in COVID because they probably didn't imagine they had a choice. And that's one of my themes. We are changing the perception of choice in this country. And so Sandra saw our message, realized she had a choice, and then she did it. And she put her head down, went through the long grind, and she has, she's lost 100 pounds, for pity's sake. And so she has positioned herself to just launch out of COVID as a new person. And I know a lot of people have really, really struggled in COVID. And you guys, it's okay that your confessional messages to me that you gained 20 or whatever, gosh, I mean, let's think about this. I wonder how much I would have gained in COVID, like if it had happened at a different time. I mean, 100 pounds, a lot of pounds. I could gain a pound a day easily, right? I mean, if I just eat what I want. And so I feel like even coming out of it, just a 20 pack is actually pretty good. But this is the time as we break out, as we get that relief, and we're going to celebrate the success in our community with our century cases. And that can be a symbol to us of what our own individual goals can be, and what our goals can be for this community. Because it is so clear to me, just from my own case, but seeing so many people as well in the community, that the weight loss is really fabulous, okay? But the internal transformation that comes along with it, especially with something that you've struggled with your whole life and you haven't had success with, and it chips away at you, it really does. And then to have that success is very empowering, and it has a ripple effect across your whole life. And so 100 pounds is amazing. 100 people at 100 pounds is somewhat mind-blowing, but 100 and 100% living a life, shooting for that 100%, like a century life. That's what this is about. And so maybe this is our century summer, where we're assessing and looking for that, looking to make the decisions that are going to help drive us towards that, whatever that looks like for each of us. And so congratulations, Samantha. I'm really proud of what you've done, and it was exciting to see your announcement today. That's awesome. And Northern Washington, I don't know, maybe in the water there too. I mentioned yesterday about Florida, and Sandra is in the same suburb as Lori, and they're the two Florida Century Bears, and we have a bunch of Century Bears up in Northern Washington. So Samantha joins the list, but there's Melinda and Rosemary. They're the Bellingham Bears, and we have Celeste, of course, near Seattle. And we have a number of other Washington Bears, but I'm not sure if they're Northern Washington. We will have to map it and we will check. Okay. And so we are celebrating our century mark on Tuesday, and there will be a video here. So you need to tune in Tuesday. You guys, you got to put it on your calendar. You got to put all your alarms on, and it's probably at the same time, noon Pacific. But it might be, it might be a little different. It might be 12:30. It might be 1 o'clock Pacific, somewhere in there. But you expect to find me right here, right somewhere in that time frame. So look for more announcements as we get a little bit closer, especially Monday. Check in Monday for sure, and I'll know what it is that we're doing. But as I see it, and as I'm planning it, it will be a little bit unusual. It will not be just me sitting here yapping, okay? But it's kind of the let's call it the proof of concept for some of what like the next generation of content here at Eat Like a Bear is. Because as I've said, it is my focus with my own time moving forward. Okay, after the psychology and cooked RBS content is completely done, it will then be my number one focus, but those now compete. Okay, but I'm getting those done soon, because we're doing this, which is telling the stories here on YouTube. And it's been my plan, but then it's never been as clear to me as it was when we met with Nicole at KGET News, and I heard Anna Sewell and Melinda Conley and Lori Conley describing their stories. And I thought, if there's any fuel that we need to stay focused, to get through the long grind, and to stay focused in maintenance, because it requires focus, always, really. The long grind's a little more focus, but all of it, maintenance too. I live in the gratefulness of what I've been able to work on for myself here. And in that gratefulness, I've really focused on not undoing what I've done, and that has been a key. That has been a real key. And my life is so much improved um, by what I did. And the more I just reflect on that and stay focused on that, um, the more I'm able to maintain, and sustain that and build on it. And that's what I really see this content as doing. And as an example, Kevin posted in the group, boy, just this morning, but he posted on Instagram, I think yesterday. And Kevin has a lot of pounds to lose. And he posted in Instagram, I believe, that his goal is to to hike on the Appalachian Trail. And that just, that got my heart because I'm a hiker. And so just as a little vision for what I hope to do, you see me on this channel, you see my vlogs, which are extremely economically produced. Okay, so we don't have like the $200,000 per episode budget of, a regular TV show. The budget for those is approaching zero. So good, that's good, because I'm a scrounger and that's where we start. But I really do hope to, I'm just saying this out loud because this is the direction I see, is wouldn't it be something to have a vlog of Kevin, um, on that trail talking about his life. And that's what I want. That's what I want for this channel. But as I've thought a lot about the logistics of that, it's complicated, and it ends up costing a lot more than it does when I just head outside of my house and turn the camera around and yap. So we start there because the budget for that is zero. And we grow. And hiking the Appalachian Trail is cheap, but what if we have a goal that's a little more costly? I want money for it because I want to do whatever that thing is, whatever that awesome thing is. We want to do it, and we want to put it right here so we could all watch it. So that's kind of my plan. And details to be determined, but that is where this is going. And that is the future free content. So the way I think about it is, if we kind of have a good meal framework represented in the 3-day challenge, and that can get people started. And you guys direct your friends to it and have them actually read the emails and watch the videos, because I'm looking at the data and I'm always astounded. Like, you guys, look, here it is. Here it is. Open the email and at least read it, watch the video. So that's our free content on the food side, but the psychology side, I don't know what percentage the psychology side might be for all of this in the end, at the end of the day, in terms of getting us all the way to the end, maintaining our weight all these years or whatever. The psychology part has got to be at least 80%, I would say. And so, and definitely part of it is staying focused. And this content, that's what I see as our next phase. And so I'm going to read your comments and scroll up. And oh, you live near the Appalachian Trail. Okay, so awesome. Well, then, meetup. No, really, right? A meetup on the trail. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities as we are able, like logistically, to get out of our houses. I mean, there's some first key things we have to do. But then, like, the planning of something like this, like, don't underestimate the planning of some of these things. But it, we can do this. We need a little more financial security to do it. It's all right. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it because we're working on it. Okay. And so one of the things you're gonna see is a YouTube channel membership, where we're gonna be doing some one-on-one coaching live on this channel, but it will be behind like a membership paywall. And so you see that, like, oh, so if you're interested in seeing the coaching or whattever, and being engaged in that way, good, become a member. But also, what pray tell is Amanda using that money for? This. So you'll know that. And I'm meeting with somebody today, actually, who might be able to help us with the merch. And I know so many of you, and thank you so much because I get emails, and my husband Sandra just messaged me one today that said, I bought the bundle, I bought everything. How else can I support you? And I thank you for that. And so you'll be able to support all of this awesomeness with some merch. And so, because and we've talked about things like, knock off the necklace and stuff like that. So we'll be doing things like that, and that's where that money is going. It is. And so then we grow this message, and that's how we do it. Um, that's the plan. That's the plan. And so this is it's one of these things. We need revenue to do this, and I don't expect. I'm not going to like, oh, let's all volunteer, and I can't volunteer for the rest of my life. So we do need revenue, and the difference between this and maybe another weight loss platform wherein that company is structured to maximize its revenue, if we stay focused on success and we use the revenue to reinvest into the message, we can grow the heck out of this. That's my plan. That's my plan. And I plan to get paid. Okay, you guys, I know you were all worried about me. I'll get paid. I'll be all right. And again, I'm a scrounger. I'm a frugal scrounger. The fact that I haven't gotten paid up to this point, you guys don't worry about me, because I'm paid in ways other than money at this point. Put it that way. And we're gonna just grow this. Again, I've said in a couple of these stories, I've made the point that I do deeply expect that a big reason that we've all struggled this much with our weight is because of this key focus on money in the weight loss industry. And it's kind of obvious, but then there's a lot about it that's not obvious. And the problems I've talked about, like with the weight loss marketers maximizing sales in their headlines, and those same headlines that get us to buy set us up for failure. Things like that are not as obvious. So there's a lot of like little things about the industry that like it's easy to kind of make the big claim that that's the reason. And you start like really looking at it and like, it really is. It really, really is. And so how can we do better? And what would happen if this is our focus, success? Well, I don't know. How about that? What might happen is you might have 100 people lose over 100 pounds in less than 3 years. That's pretty extraordinary. So what is the key problem with obesity in this country? Okay. That said, it all starts with us too, right? And us engaging and taking that personal responsibility and changing our own lives. And so that's what we're doing here. And we will have content that drives that message and that success, until until the very day that no, I'm not running off to the rodeo. I don't know. It would be funny though, if you all see me on Instagram, as the rodeo clown in Idaho. You're like, oh no. No, we won't get to that point because I got like Anna Sewell back there, and let's see. I am just scrolling up, and Christina is a lurker, and you're down 55 pounds. And awesome, Christina. Good. Yeah. Good. And so Christina's lurking, and I hope you've been able to make use of the content in your lurkdom, Christina. But thanks for commenting. That's awesome. And oh, okay. So you know what? So the flowers. So flowers, Nan? Is that Nan? Is that you, Nan? So, but you know what? If you're to the finish line, maybe you don't need the content, but the psychology content, you guys, I feel like as that is getting developed, that's the piece you're going to want. So even as you've lost the weight, that maintenance is key. But also in terms of support, maybe there's things like necklaces. Okay, so awesome. Awesome. So we hope to have many ways that you can choose to support this growing mission here at Eat Like a Bear. And may some of it involve jewelry. I talked yesterday, I had the bracelet on saying like, I actually wear bracelets for the first time in my life because my wrist is just trimmer. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Like when um, my wrist was always really pudgy. I don't know, maybe it is still kind of, but nothing like it was. I mean, it's great in my standard. Yeah, I'm 3 hours north of Hollywood, so like the standards here maybe are different, but in my standard, my world, like, whoa, I'm gonna wear a bracelet. So there will be many opportunities. You guys, so get ready, get ready. And, a big thing as we, anyway, yeah, more of this will maybe make sense on Tuesday too, because you guys are going to show up Tuesday, right? Yeah, regional meetups. Absolutely. Absolutely. And we can start doing that now, right? Because it's been difficult to even plan anything. And even still, some big events are kind of canceling for the summer or, didn't get started because they weren't sure and didn't have enough lead time. But I feel like we are starting. I mean, unless something goes terribly wrong with the vaccine. So, okay, we're going to be all right. Okay, let's see. Oh, Amy, talking about the Appalachian Trail is a massive months-long commitment to hiking. Yeah, so on the West Coast, we have the Pacific Crest Trail, and it is, I'm going to say, 2,100 miles. And you hike from the through hikers who do the whole trail hike from Mexico to Canada, and they typically start in April, and they're depending the record is like 3 months, but typically it's from April until about October. And I've really looked at like, how can I manage that? And I don't know. Well, maybe through our YouTube thing. I, okay, I can't imagine, but or maybe because people will do pieces of it. I've wondered about that too. Maybe I do a piece a year, and that's like a 6-day piece. Every year you go from one spot to the other, or you do like 2 6-day pieces. So you're anyway. Yeah, it is a very, very big. I mean, super big commitment, and it's one of those things that the demographics on the trail are tend to be like 20-year-olds or 65-year-olds because it's people who are college age or have retired because it is such a huge commitment in time. um Mainly, yeah. Hey, Melinda is watching on the road. That's awesome. Yeah, so Melinda, I'm wondering if we can get that footage from KGET. That's what I was thinking about yesterday. um let's see. And I'm scrolling up, missing some stuff. If you have questions, put them in here again. And Paulina didn't get the notification either. Could be a YouTube glitch. I know, you know what? And Georgia was saying how she was having a hard time commenting yesterday, but she wasn't logged in. And then Celeste said, now, Celeste, if you're listening, check if you're logged in right now. Everybody who's listening who can't comment, try to see if, look up, are you logged in? Because maybe you're not. But it's so funny because we're just tired of the Facebook glitches. Oh my gosh, it's just terrible, like it's smothering. And so that's partly why I'm here on YouTube. And now here we are again. Oh, you didn't get a notification. That must be a YouTube glitch. Log in, Celeste. Make sure you're logged in and then tell us if you can't comment. Of course, if you can't comment, you can't tell us. Try to log in. Anna. So we should do a rodeo clown vlog. We can wear mom jeans and 80s makeup. Let's do it. Yeah, I mean, how dressing up to be rodeo clowns, wearing mom jeans somehow. The mom jeans, we need to figure that out. Yeah, somehow. Just to say we did it. I'm one of those people like, just to say we did it. Yeah. So my husband was like, oh no. And she's going to do what? And put it on YouTube. What could possibly go wrong? And Anna Sewell's involved. So I am right now trying to look in the group for an announcement about including submitting your rewind video clips. I'm having some tech problems, but like I mentioned yesterday, that we're going to do some videos in June and really through the summer that are collections from the community. And so look for that request. And it's one of these where you say, this is, I'm reminded by Anna Sewell because I was about to mention her hammock photo. The request is something like this. You do a little video clip horizontal, and so you can start thinking about it now. It's horizontal, and all you do is you say your name so that we have your name on that clip, and you say the thing that you remember that hopefully is highly visual and entertaining. It doesn't have to do with weight loss. For instance, I'm Amanda Rose. I remember when Anna Sewell was, what did I say? Try to make it really super punchy. Like, I remember when Anna Sewell was laying in her hammock covered by only 2 Woman's World magazines. Okay, so then the idea is we have a whole mashup of video clips where people are saying different things. I remember when, and then we show the clip. So it's going to be complicated though, because we got to then find whatever clip is. And so, like, Anna, do you mind if your semi-nude hammock photo ends up in the video, and that we all try to make you famous? So anyway, so you can be thinking about like memorable moments in the community, or in your own life, anything. I mean, I think just because I hope it's just a fun like collection of memories from the community, because we've had some big moments in there. Yeah, but there's a certain way to submit the videos, because keeping them together organizationally ends up being a big thing, and I need all the organizational help I can get with stuff like this. Yeah. So Georgia needed the YouTube app. Oh, interesting. So I think what you're saying is maybe you were on a mobile device and you were watching it like in Safari or something like that. And so anyone who's doing that now, what you can try to do is download the app on that device and then log in on the app. Okay. In Georgia, wasn't it like your grandkids helped you figure that out? Yeah, see, that's the stuff I'd be looking for Alistair's help on too. And so I can ask my own son, because, I had him at 40, started late, so hitting up the kids. Let's see. You guys, so what else we have today? Let's see. Yeah, Jane, too sexy. So Anna's reference is when we made the sexy bear video. We use this video collection system, but it's been a little glitchy today. The story of our lives, the tech glitches. We're breaking out though, and so what we're doing is I'm wondering, do I have like the energy each day, because I need to test some of the tech for Tuesday. So you may see here with people like jumping into this, but I think we're using Zoom, and so the only little thing we need is to get the Zoom shot into YouTube. So it actually ends up being more straightforward, because all of us are Zoom experts. Who else is tired of Zoom? Okay. And so I'm looking for like a world post Zoom. But for Tuesday, we do what we're going to do. Yep. And the video collection of goal clothes. Yeah, the fashion video was also one of those. Did people submit it through that? Maybe. I can't remember. But that is a great one. And boy, there's some real heart in that video. So we need more of that. We definitely need more of that. That was just great stuff. But my own time, I spent so much last year on the digital content and wasn't able to do those kinds of videos. But we need more of those. We should do those all the time. Just all the time. Yeah. You guys are talking about Amanda jeans. Gloria Vanderbilt. So someone was saying that. I don't know how I got through the 80s and 90s not realizing that Gloria Vanderbilt had a jean called Amanda, but I could never wear Gloria Vanderbilts. So clearly I need to find some of those and try them, because I'm definitely shaped differently than I was back then. The bear that ate Sanders' leftover salad twice. And so we've had bear problems lately, so we should update that story. Yeah. let's see. Um, we should do another fashion one too, because that was so much fun. The gold clothes was great. Yeah, hey, you guys, any ideas like this, that let me know, because there was a catwalk idea yesterday, which I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah. D, on revenue, could you speak at medical conferences? Yeah, so, that honestly, D, as I've, looked at, I had some marketers advising me about this, and um, they looked at what we were doing, and they said, you're clearly missing your chance by not having this Facebook group being a paid group. And I mean, I really hemmed and hawed about it, and ultimately said, like, but I'm going to have a free group. And they said, but in terms of revenue, and it's not sustainable, it's not scalable. And in a way, they might be right. I don't know. We're going to just write it out and see. But because we have had to cut back in the things that we allow in the group and have some boundaries, because it's just costly. But what I said to them is, um, I said, so if, because we already were seeing the success in the group, and I said, if we really figure out how to drive weight loss success in this country, do we really think, I mean, that we really have a money problem? And one of the things I've always thought about is, if, I mean, if I need to just go out and make money, I could do like the speaker circuit thing. So there's options out there. I'm not really worried that we can't do something with this. It's just that at this point, right now, what I want to do, what I see doing, is building this this thing here on YouTube, and making that content, and really being more explicit about growing the message, and just pushing that as far as it can go, pushing it. But yeah, speaking, and then like the company pays, so, because the idea is like medical conferences, but the real place to get a big speaker fee is through like corporate, and at like a corporate thing or whatever. And so that, I mean, that's a possibility. That's not immediate, because there's no conferences, and because I don't think we're that big, frankly. Like, no one's really going to find me and pay me to speak. That's okay. So, but there's options. So I don't really worry. So when you hear me saying like I'll get paid one of these days, this is me not worrying about it. And it's partly I don't worry because I am cheap and frugal. So we own everything. We've been good with our cheapness and our frugality. So we were born for this moment. But now it's time to grow the revenue, to grow the story, and that's what we're doing. So thank you for allowing me to ramble about it. And for real, you are 50. Now, don't yank my chain here, because I have people on here, they're like, oh yeah, for real, you're 50 because you look like you're 70 or whatever. So anyway, I'm 52. So, and yeah, so anyway, no comment. And D, and you're shouting it from the rooftops. Excellent. Well, I wish, and I'm sorry, I apologize for our US map. So we do have people all over the world, so that's exciting. That's exciting. And we are, so we think this is the first instance of a weight loss community that has where with 100 century cases in less than 3 years, that is without surgery, drugs, branded products, membership fees, and with a diet or food model that can be done on food stamps. So I'm not aware of this having been done. So anyway, and let's see, that's pretty exciting. So we need to keep trying to do this as I see it. And let's see. Oh, and oh, you don't look a day over 39, says George Baker. Well, awesome. Oh, and you look 42. Well, thank you, you guys. Yeah. And And I believe she is her age. Yeah, you believe me that I'm 52. Yeah, I have a daughter only a year older than Alistair. Yeah, so I had Alistair just a few weeks before I turned 40. And I had Frederick, my older one, at 33. And so both of my kids, I had a little older. And, um, and so I definitely get the question a lot about, am I the grandma? And I don't take offense because I'm definitely age qualified to be Alistair's grandma, pretty easily. Pretty easily. Yep. Okay. So, okay, one suggestion. This is interesting. Sell rights to a documentary. Well, I'm, I'll be honest that, so, we're here in California and I have, friends in the industry. And that's definitely the big thing is like to try to get a show, like a TV show, or, try to sell to Netflix. And that's the big thing to do right now. And I've considered that. But with all of that, it's kind of like there's like a status. It's like a status symbol thing to like get to sell your thing to Netflix, but it doesn't necessarily drive your message. And so what I've really looked at is and then you are more under the control, like especially with a TV show, then those producers are working on crafting the story. And then you lose some control of the creative content. And it's not that I feel like I need all this control, but I'm aware that part of our success is that mm, that there haven't been the outside forces, uh, you know, the revenue maximizers and all that. And I feel like it's the same kind of dynamic with some of those other structures. And so that's why we're doing this on YouTube because it's cheap. Okay. And it's not the it doesn't seem like as sexy as selling something to Netflix, but I think it's better. I think it's better because ultimately you can have more views here in YouTube. So I think we can get the message out further here cheaper and immediately. Like we can start now. It's a whole process to do something like Netflix. And so that's what I'm doing. Like, it doesn't matter to me if we ever have something on Netflix or any certain place. It matters to me that we can grow the message. And I think YouTube is exactly the place to grow the message. So that's what I'm thinking about. And um, it's like less sexy, but in the end, maybe it's more sexy, put it that way. Like, with because we want success in people's lives. That's what we want. So we need to reach people and in a way that's reasonable and doable, and in a way where we are telling our own story. And we don't need Hollywood to tell our story. So I'll give you an example of this. I did have some nibbles about like like a transformational, like the weight loss before after types of stories. I mean, that's a huge thing. But a lot of them end up being kind of like, beauty shows. Like, why? And now, how great to be beautiful. Okay, that's great. But I feel like for me, if I spent all those decades trying not to worry about beauty or get too caught up in the beauty message, why would I do that now? And was beauty any involved at all in driving my weight loss? No, not at all. And so why would we? That's not the story. And the stories you see in the community are really rarely about that. I mean, they sometimes are, but the lion's share of them are about the things we can do in life that, beauty aside, none of, it's irrelevant when you're hiking the Appalachian Trail or the Pacific Crest Trail. You're just out there, and how you look or whatever is, you know it's great to be cute or whatever, but that's not the core. That's not at the core. So not at all. Okay. um Barb, dieting for the person who doesn't live with their chef at a day spa. Right. The regular people diet. That's what we do here. um yeah. So D, do I have a patent or copyright or something? Well, so the name Eat Like a Bear is in like the process and the ridiculously big salad, but I don't know. I guess I kind of feel like if, what if we do spawn like a bunch of copycats? Is that even really so bad? So I'm not going to really worry about it, because what if they're truly copycatting and having success, that that can't be bad. That can't be bad. So it's I don't worry about that. I do get concerned about when stuff is attributed to me that is not correct, and so it's more like the confusion things that that are that bother me a little bit more. And Alice had 3 children in her 20s. Okay. Oh, okay, you guys. So, and oh, thank you, Sue. Thank you for your support. That's awesome. So, okay, so I'm scrolling up again. It would be fun to see all the kinds of exercise everyone is enjoying. Yeah, like a roundup of like some playful exercise or something in some way would be really cool. I think that, in, especially now that most of us are a little older, that I am not into the structured exercise myself, but I'm definitely into getting out and doing things that I could not do before. Yeah. So, and it's like I've said, Shelley Foundry says as well, like, I walk because I can, not because I should. And so, because I'm kind of tired of being told what to do, I'm not going to go out and walk because someone told me I should walk. But I get out and walk a heck of a lot more than I ever did because I can. So that's kind of my view of it. Okay, you guys, but I am going to see, I'm going to almost say I'm going to hang up the phone, hang up my tablet. So, and let's see, just scrolling up. Hey, you guys who are new here. So if you haven't found the 3-day challenge on the website, that is definitely your place to start. Just get in and you just put in your email, then you'll get emails from me every day, and click through the links in the emails, and there's videos. And it's me like in my kitchen talking about the salad and talking about why it works for weight loss and giving you an introduction to what it is that we're doing. You can implement it. You can just kind of like kick the tires on it and then, go from there. Go from there. So it's really been a very effective way to get lots and lots of people started. I expect that is why we have this century count happening now, is just because the simplicity of that 3-day challenge. So you guys, thanks so much. And yeah, Anna Sewell gives a shout out to the Shake Like a Bear exercise subgroup. So we have the main group in Facebook is called Eat Like a Bear Stories. And then there's, I don't know, maybe 12 or 15, we call them subgroups, but they're just other groups in Facebook. And if you're a member of the main group and you request to join one of those other little groups, you'll be automatically approved. And if you're not in the main group, your request will sit there forever because we don't even look at them. And the idea is that you kind of, you see the rules of the main group, but you got to follow them in the other groups too. And so there's Shake Like a Bear, which is exercise. There is Crafter Bears, Silver Bears for people over 60, people who are at higher starting weights, over 300 pounds. We have Ursa Major, which I love. I just love that name. And we have Bear Threads, which is centered around fashion. We have the Eat Like a Bear Grizzlies, that's for the men, and a number of others. So get in and, a young mother bear group, and I'm missing a few. Oh, one for intermittent fasting. It's called Bear Fat Burners. Yeah, so you can find all of those. Those are ways to, because the main group is really big, and it's hard to even connect with people in it. It's so big, but the little groups really allow you to do that a little bit better. Yeah. Oh, Georgia, thank you. Yeah, the bariatric bears. Yeah, because so people who had bariatric surgery, but they're adapting this, because I don't know if you've seen my meal approach and you have a small stomach, you're probably thinking you can't do it. You're probably not going to implement like I implement, but people are doing variations. And so that's the group that you need to find. We've had some great success cases from people who've had bariatric surgery. So it's really exciting. Veggie bears. Thank you, Anna. So vegetarians and vegans sharing ideas there too, because the ridiculously big salad book, the recipes in it are not vegetarian, but it can definitely be adapted. Because at its core, this is just a framework that's driving success, and adaptation is just a great. Honestly, I feel like for people to adapt this, like adapting this, is going to drive more success than just implementing it kind of lockstep, because adapting it really requires you to engage with the framework to understand why it's working. You make it your own, and that in itself is a success factor. So I really think somebody who's vegetarian who gets this book and adapts it, I think that's really, really great, actually. So just to put that out there, that's exactly what people need to be doing. Whatever the case, whatever your preferences are, if you don't like something, switch it to something else. Learn what's working, what's not working, and just kind of, modify and find your groove. Yeah. So, okay. So welcome, you guys, if you're new here. So you've come at just the right time, because you're here ready for Tuesday, when you will find me here live on YouTube with surprises as we figure out how to bring multiple people here on YouTube at the same time. Again, we're looking at Zoom options to Zoom right in here to get multiple people in here. But as I just shake my head about Zoom, I'm going to admit it, because I'm tired of it. Again, did y'all raise your hand? See, I wish I could see we should be on Zoom. You could all raise your hand. Okay. Point made. We should be on Zoom doing this. See everyone. Yeah, I'm tired of Zoom. Okay. See you guys tomorrow. Who knows what we're talking about tomorrow? You guys take care. And I'm glad, Georgia, that you can make comments now. And so Georgia has told everyone here, you guys, if you're not able to make the comments, it's probably because you don't have the app installed. Let's see. So Celeste, you try that and check on that, and then we'll see. See, because we're practicing for Tuesday, everyone's going to end up with their apps on, their YouTube apps on, so that they can make their comments on Tuesday. So this is all just practice. Yep. And yeah, a Zoom and sing the Brady Bunch thing. We might need to do that. That'd be awesome. That's so what it is like. Okay, you guys, I'll see you tomorrow at noon, and we're working on Tuesday at noon, so get ready for that.